With your latest ESPN headline, I'm Jorge Andres. We're talking Jets football. Well, quarterback Michael Vick said that he's one of the players that revolutionized the game and that with the Super Bowl ring, his legacy would be sealed. And for more on that, we bring in Rich Cimini, ESPN Jets reporter. And Rich, what do you make of Michael's comments?
Well, as for the part about revolutionizing the game, I think he's got a strong case in that respect because he's referring to his ability as a scrambling quarterback. You see so many of the guys in today's game like Colin Kaepernick and Cam Newton and Russell Wilson, RG3, these players who have brought that dynamic to the game, the ability to run outside the pocket, and they're having great careers. And Michael Vick was basically telling me yesterday that, you know, he's the one who started all that. He was the trendsetter. I revolutionized the game. And statistically, he is the leading rusher all time among quarterbacks.
Over 5,800 yards rushing. But given the names Randall Cunningham, Steve McNair, Steve Young, one of the knocks that Michael Vick got was that he could run but not throw the ball. Does that really put him in that category of those guys that revolutionized the game?
Well, those are good names for sure. And the first name that jumped out at me when Michael said that was Randall Cunningham, because he was really, at the time when he came along, a very unique talent, just not only running the ball, but just his size and ability to throw it so well. So that was the one that jumped out at me. Steve Young, of course, and those guys are great, great players. The one knock on Michael Vick, I think he's got an unbelievably strong arm, but he's had some turnover issues in his career. A lot of turnovers, and the other knock on him is his durability. He's missed a lot of games over the course of his career due to injury. In fact, only one time out of 11 years did he play in all 16 games.
Now, he also mentioned that a Super Bowl ring with the New York Jets would seal his legacy, whether it's Geno Smith that leads them to a Super Bowl ring or Michael Vick himself. Do you agree with that?
Well, I'm not so sure I agree with that, because I think if he wanted to seal his legacy, it would have to be him in the starter's role. He made it very clear to me that he would just be happy riding shotgun with Geno and just being along for the ride and being the backup. I happen to think he really wants, even though he's deferring to Geno and playing it politically correct, I think he really wants to be the starter. I know he feels he can still play this game at a high level. And I think if he were to lead the Jets to a victory as the starter, then yes, it would certainly be a huge crowning jewel in his career. A career, of course, marred by a 2-year hiatus while he served a prison sentence. But to be the backup, I disagree. I don't really think that would secure his legacy.
Now, even though the future is Geno Smith in New York, what are the realistic possibilities that Mike does end up being the starter this season?
It would have to be through injury or a prolonged slump by Geno Smith, because the Jets clearly want Geno to be their opening day starter. They're going to give him about 3/4 of the first-team reps in training camp. It's all designed to help Geno be the Week 1 starter. So unless something dramatically bad happens, like an injury or he just plays awful, then it'll be Geno Smith. But, hey, it's a long season, and we know Geno Smith has far from a proven track record. So I could easily see him hitting a bad patch and then going to Michael Vick. So long way to go, but I definitely expect Geno to be the starter on September 7th.
Michael Vick going out and saying that he's one of the players that revolutionized the game with his rushing ability. Also saying that a Super Bowl ring would seal his legacy. ESPN Jets reporter Rich Cimini joining us to break it all down. That's it for this headline. Remember, you can read more about it right here on ESPN.com.